What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP, and this is my co host, Josh.
Hey everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. All right, Josh. So, as we've talked about in multiple episodes here in 2026, the Hollywood landscape is changing in different ways, in ways that you did not expect. Obviously, in December we were expecting a different outcome. Here we are in March of 2026, and we're looking in a different direction as we speak right now. A lot of things are making a comeback, and I wanted to talk about the whole Paramount and the whole Warner Brothers merger, and what's going to basically come out of that now that we have a little bit more of information. Now that time has passed, and we're getting uh, the whole legislation through, and obviously Paramount's been like the favor to win a little bit more easier. So we'll discuss that in a second. But one long lost friend, Josh. One long lost friend. Maybe not a long lost friend to you, maybe a distant relative to you, but a long lost friend to me for sure. THX is doing some cryptic stuff on Twitter, basically saying it returns April 2026. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean? It returns. Well, a lot of people are hoping the sound returns. The sound that would completely buzz your theater, and then on top of that, buzz your home entertainment system when you put a VHS in. I don't even remember it being on DVD. There has to be like VHS times. But this is the sound that everybody iconically knows. That lovely noise should have made or broke your childhood, honestly. Now, a lot of people are thinking that this is a comeback of, THX mastered. Maybe, we see them come back and do a couple of movies. Maybe they come back as a production company. Maybe we see them in front of all the movies from here on out. I don't know. That this is just a weird it returns tweet on X, which is hilarious because it's just so cryptic for a studio that's known for sound. Right? So
Right. I mean,
what could you think the tweet means? What do you think we're gonna see?
if we can get good sound like that, I mean, that's pretty good. The return, you know what I mean? Everything's done in
The
IMAX
Return of the
or
King.
yeah, everything's done in like IMAX sound or Dolby Digital, whatever the fuck that's called. So it's
Yeah.
all this. This would be great. And I remember this. I'm not that young. I remember this before every DVD where it would say like
Oh, VHS,
THX,
not DVD.
THX with the robot or whatever. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
this. Not bad.
It-
This is
it-
pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, it's a good little comeback for for those that remember. That's what I'm saying. Like for the most part, maybe some people are just like, yeah, well, what's the significance? Let me tell you something. That noise itches a part of my brain that just makes my eye roll up, my left eye.
You're all right, man.
Yeah, my right eye looks straight at you while the sound's going, and then my left eye just goes up into my eyelid. It's crazy.
I believe it, man. But that's
They're like,
pretty
"Are
good.
you okay, sir?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, yeah, that's just
You
how it
must have
is.
just
It's how
heard
it
the
is.
THX sound.
Yeah.
Fucking. But
It's
yeah, man.
playing in my head,
This is
playing in
pretty
my head as
cool.
we speak.
This is pretty cool.
It is cool. Like I said, it's kind of cryptic. It's a good little like starting point to see to get people kind of excited, I guess, because a lot of people recognized it and they are excited just like I am. But for the most part, we have to wait to see what happens April 2026. I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting. I can't wait to see it though. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on though, Josh. Yes, the HBO Max and Paramount Plus merger is happening. Not just like I said, WBD and Paramount, but they've even said that they're obviously we've talked about this before. This is the bad side of this merger, where everything kind of seems on the up and up with the, obviously movies going to theater and whatnot. I think one thing that we just can't see past is that obviously David Ellison said that there's going to be a lot of budget cuts. There's going to be a lot of people getting laid off in order to basically make this deal go through. Where Netflix was basically promising two studios running at full capacity. Paramount wants to basically cut one in half. But a rumor mill says that they either want to turn the Paramount lot or the WBD lot into like an amusement park where you can like walk around and see a bunch of like WBD trophies and whatnot or whatever. Um, So that's one of the plans. Another one of the plans, like I said, is some layoffs and whatnot. And one that I really am excited to kind of do, not the whole laying off and picking who's going to be laid off because that's not our job, thank God. I'm just thinking of like, what can we call HBO Max and Paramount Plus? And let's just be honest, we want Paramount Plus to fold into HBO Max, not HBO Max fold into Paramount Plus because their app is shit. Yes.
Right. I mean, if we can get an app out of Paramount that finally works pretty well, holy fucking W. You
They
know what
just
I
had to
mean?
buy it from somebody else for
Yeah.
$111 billion
They're
dollars.
like, we ain't got the money for this bitch. We gotta wait. We just gotta wait until someone is ready to sell so we can have a good app. I mean,
Basically.
think about it. Think about it. Okay, so Paramount Max, or
Oh,
yeah,
PMax.
that sounds like like a pad. That sounds
Oh,
like a
oh
pad.
shoot. Okay. Um, Bow Mount.
Beaumont.
Bow Mount Plus.
Mm. Plus, you gotta have the
Gotta have them. You gotta have the plus. Um,
Max Mount Plus.
Max Mount sounds like a porno. Maximum mounting. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, of course. It got to be like Paramax Plus.
Paramax. Again, that just sounds like another like pad.
Like I was gonna say like a maybe like a
You got
anti
heavy
laxative
flow?
or
Use
something.
Paramax.
And go to Paramax Plus. Go ahead. Yeah. Um, HBO Paramount? No.
Well, HBO.
HBPO
I don't think HBO would stay. I think it'd end up being just Max.
again. We're just gonna cut the name down again.
Well,
Like the
because HBO wasn't HBO is HBO part of WBD?
yeah, the HBO. Well, that's why they took off HBO and then they put HBO back on because they were like, well, that's like the lucrative part. That's where everybody kind of goes. People want to know that this is HBO, so that was kind of like the marker to bring people in. Max, obviously, I think people are kind of like getting used to the whole Max part, but for the most part, people know HBO
Mm.
like that. So that's why they wanted to put HBO in the front. So you would have to have it would have to be like HBO Paramount, HBOP.
Hmm. I don't know. Then I hope I hope they come up with something better than this. They scrap it all together, and it's just a mixture of both.
They got to go to the drawing board. They got to go to the drawing board. So they Paramount Skydance are planning a few things. David Ellison says Paramount will want HBO the brand to operate with independence. Saying as we said, we do plan to put the two services together, which together today gives us a little over 2 billion direct to customer subscribers. David Ellison said during a investor call. Breaking down the details of the planned merger, he says, "We think we're really in a position for us to compete with the leaders in the space. At Paramount, in the middle of this year, we'll have completed the consolidation of the three services under one unified stack, and you could see us taking a similar approach to this platform going forward. And we think the combined offering and given the amount of content that we can do from the tech side, really will put us in a position to be able to compete with the most scaled players in DTC." Um, Based on the call, it's saying that it's immediately clear, obviously, that we're getting the two streaming services together. Saying that Casey and his team do absolutely a remarkable job at HBO. He loves Game of Thrones. He's saying that 2025 had a stellar year, um, and that that hopefully that I'm assuming that they're really hoping that the HBO catalog is gonna pump up their Paramount Plus catalog. So you can kind of tell like they're kind of banking on HBO to kind of give them a little bit more bang for their buck.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like that we knew that from the jump. They were expecting WB to help them pull the sled. You know what I mean? Like by a lot.
Yeah.
It's their rain. It's their Rudolph. There you go.
I think it's gonna be their little propeller to basically get them off the ground from like years of whatever has been happening with Paramount. Now that Skydance is in charge, I think that this is kind of like their what they believe is gonna be their what is it? Like their charge, like their biggest hit to
Yeah,
basically propel them forward kind of thing.
Yeah, so now they got hit shows like The Pit under their belt. They got shit like, I mean, Harry Potter. We already know DC, all that stuff. But they
Yeah.
put out a lot of like TV shows now
Yellowstone
too.
is another one that a lot of people were liking too, I think.
Isn't that
Or
Paramount?
oh yeah, it's the other one. Uh The White Lotus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, they got a good stuff under their belt. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty
I'm
sure
so
it's
I'm
gonna
still
work
waiting
out.
for Paramount Plus to put out Yellow Jacket season 4.
They already greenlit that. They
Yeah,
did you see the trailer?
yeah, they're still filming it. Yeah, they're still filming it. It's taking forever. What?
All right then.
These chicks got superpowers? What the hell?
Look, man, we already know they get off the island, and two, season three wasn't that great. So it's it is what it is.
You take that back.
No.
No, you take that. You take that back right now. You know what? I'm canceling The Bear at season 5. How about that one?
What? What?
Yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah. There's reports apparently season 5 is the end. Just letting you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Apparently there's a bunch of rumors saying that no show will go past season 5 anymore because they don't want to renegotiate contracts.
What? Throw the whole Hollywood away.
Right.
We gotta start again.
Like where's the Grey's Anatomies of this world, right? Like where's the shows that you could just be fucking what is it? Like I think they're at fucking season 23 or some shit. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Yeah. Who needs that much Grey Anatomy? It's crazy. Right?
Who's this bitch Gray? And why she's always having an anatomy?
Right, right. Always all up in the anatomy is crazy. But yeah. So Paramount is obviously making some moves. Like I said, some cuts are gonna be happening. Now, one person that is on top of a lot of people's minds that might be getting cut over there at Paramount is James Gunn, ahead of his DC universe. Now, currently some conflicting reports, but we'll go ahead and break down and basically you know, I guess we'll get the logical what we think is going to basically happen and what we think should happen, I guess, right?
Okay.
So, first things first, Paramount basically praised Superman as one of the films that basically put butts in seats, but everybody knows that though it did do what it did make some money, a lot of people believe that it could have done better. A lot of people still believe that it couldn't break even with Man of Steel, which is a movie that's come out years before Superman 2025. Um, and so a lot of people are saying like, is James Gunn gonna stay on? You know, look at his track record. No DC movie that he's made under his belt has done remotely good. We also have like a Lanterns trailer that we're gonna have to check out as well and all that good stuff. But a lot of people are doubting the ability, not just because of the performance that he's been putting on, but also his political position, it being different than what Paramount Plus's heads, David Ellison, and obviously everybody has. But there's also rumors saying that David Ellison is not a hard MAGA person, that he leads on both sides of the aisle, that's not what he's looking for, that he just cares about money and business. So a lot of people think, hey, he's gonna get fired because of political reasons. Some people think, hey, he's gonna get fired because box office just doesn't match the ticket that he's basically trying to write. And then you have other people that are basically, just don't want to see him at the DCU, point blank period, right?
Right.
John Campia is gonna line out a little bit of like the reasons why he thinks that he might stay or might not stay actually. But what do you think about like the different options on why James Gunn might not stay? And would you like him to stay under maybe like the leadership of like David Ellison over David Zaslav?
No, you know me, man. I don't think I need him in charge at all. But if it's over political views, I mean, unless he's doing some shit like Gina Carano level shit, you can't really get him out for that. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to cover it up with box office excuse. But if he likes Superman, then the train I'm thinking is that he's either gonna wait for box office to show him that he ain't capable of this shit, or two, once the acquisition happens, he's gonna be like, "Hey man, the last couple projects you already did, Supergirl and Clayface plus Lanterns or whatever that's coming out, isn't hitting. Your contract's already up. I don't want to renew it. Bounce. You know what I mean?"
So you think that he'll stay for them to watch his films underperform, and then they basically boot him out because of
Right,
that.
right. That plus
Okay.
contract ending type shit.
So not necessarily like political might be like something there, but you're thinking that they'll do it because of like underperformance at the box office mostly, right?
Right. That's what I think.
I could see that. I could see that basically happening too. I do think that they're basically going to wait for Supergirl. I think that's basically everybody's kind of waiting point, especially not just for, business people, but for the fans out there as well. If Supergirl comes out and fails to, strike a nerve or, at least with the general audiences or whatever, I think the DCU is officially dead. I think that at that point, you could put out Clayface and all that stuff, which there's rumors coming out, and I'm not too sure. I couldn't find like the actual like post and all that stuff, but apparently there's rumors coming out saying that Clayface is not even going to be connected with Superman and all that stuff. That Paramount might want um, James Gunn to basically make Clayface a solo film, no Batman cameos, no nothing, and that to basically end the Superman trilogy with Man of Tomorrow, which would be Superman 2025, Supergirl, and then Man of Tomorrow.
Shit. Damn. So my theory about Clayface being potentially the goddamn, Morbius, Craven pipeline was right almost. Damn.
It could be that, or I mean, they could most definitely, if they say, hey, James Gunn is out, the DCU is dead, they could totally just fold. I mean, it is Matt Reeves' character, anyways. They could totally just fold them into the Pattinson verse.
He doesn't want to do fantastical stuff though, so I don't even know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, but imagine this golden nugget where like you're doing this for your fucking boss that you think is gonna stick around for a while, and then you do this Clayface movie, and then you kind of look at it and you're like, well, this does kind of fit because this is kind of like my making or something, right? So like, then you just get an unexpected surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like all the hard
Mm,
work that you're doing for somebody else just kind of comes back to you.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
Might be a win-win. But here's John Campea, and a lot of people have been clipping him and kind of using him as this like sole know-it-all guy of whether or not James Gunn is basically going to stay or not. So we'll listen to him and see if his points are valid. I believe he does have like bulletin points, so we'll be able to pause it and see if if it's right or wrong. So we'll see.
Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, John Campea, and we have some absolute madness going on in the industry today. If you haven't heard the news yet, and where have you been? The dust has finally settled on the most insane bidding war in Hollywood history. Paramount Skydance, led by David Ellison, has officially won the battle for Warner Brothers Discovery to the tune of $110 billion. Netflix is out, the Ellisons are in, and the entire landscape of the DC universe just completely shifted under our feet. Now, look, the big headline coming out of the Paramount camp today is that according to the reports, Paramount wants to keep James Gunn. They want him to stay on as the architect of the DCU. But, guys, I am telling you right now, I don't see it happening. I expect James Gunn is going to walk before this merger is even fully cleared of the regulatory hurdles. Today, we're going to talk about why Paramount wants him to stay, the massive political wall he's about to hit, and the 5 very specific reasons why the Gunn era of DC might be coming to a much earlier end than anybody expected. Let's start.
Okay, let's start. Let's just start there real quick. So he's saying that David Ellison wants them to stay on, right? Like they would want him to stay on, but that James Gunn might walk on his own validity, that he might just walk on his own free will. Do we see James Gunn walking away from a head of a DC Studios company where he's basically calling the shots? Or do we see him getting kicked out? I don't know. That's an
Mm,
interesting one. Do we see him walking away? Because that's what John Campea is saying that he's gonna walk away.
I'm sure he'll cover it up that way, but I'm pretty sure behind the scenes they're gonna be like, "Look, you're done. Take the dignity, and you can take the dignity and say you aren't doing it anymore yourself, but between closed doors, you're fired, basically."
Hmm. I don't know. That was interesting. So that I mean, John Campea basically saying that he might just walk away. And they did praise the slate. Like I said, Superman is also one where they kind of praised as well. But let's be honest, it didn't really do too much. We got to be honest there. It didn't really do too much. But let's jump ahead a little bit and see his points on why James Gunn might walk away.
Skydance leadership sees James Gunn's reboot as the only viable path to maybe competing with Disney and Marvel. They've seen the early numbers on Superman. They've seen the profit margins. They want stability. They don't want to start over for the fourth time in 10 years. They want the guy who has a 10-year plan already written down and has already started to execute. Now, from a purely business perspective, keeping Gunn is the safe move. But here's the thing, and I say this all the time, business and creative soul don't always play nice together. And that brings us to the elephant in the room. We have to talk about the culture clash. It's no secret that James Gunn is a very vocal, overtly political individual. If you follow him on social media, you know exactly where he stands. He has been a fierce critic of the MAGA movement and, quite frankly, many of the figures that the Ellison family is very closely tied to. David and Larry Ellison aren't just quote unquote business guys, they are major players in the conservative political sphere. We've seen the reports from Variety and Bloomberg. There is a narrative that the new Paramount is going to be shifting towards a more quote unquote mega leaning content strategy. But James Gunn is the exact opposite of that branding. He is subversive, he's irreverent, and he is unapologetically progressive. Can you really see a world where James Gunn happily reports to a board of directors that represents everything he has publicly fought against? I don't care how many zeros are on the check. At a certain point, the creative friction becomes a wildfire. Gunn has already been fired once by a giant corporation for his past edgy humor. He knows how these corporate winds blow. But listen, don't get me wrong, it's not just about politics. There are five other major mechanical reasons why I expect James Gunn to hand in his keys by the time his contract expires in spring of 2027.
So I guess that's a big thing is that that he's kind of leaning on in the beginning, like I said, him walking away because of political views, because not because of filming or anything, but because James Gunn's views are completely different than what Paramount's is. He uses Disney as an example, but last time I checked, Disney fired his ass because of the nasty shit he was posting online.
Yeah, I was like
I don't think that's the same. That's not a political take. That
edgy
is
humor. He was
that
saying
he got in trouble for.
shit about children. We can't. I'm not gonna sit here and defend him on that shit. That's crazy. Edgy humor. No, he's not getting a pass for that. No, that was not edgy humor. That was very disgusting tweets to look at.
Right. Right.
So
So I mean that's interesting. But yeah, that I mean that seems like a big thing. But he says he has five other reasons why he might walk besides the political thing. So let's check it out.
Reason number one, the debt cutter's axe. Paramount isn't just buying Warner Brothers Discovery, they're assuming nearly $90 billion in additional debt to do it. To make this work, they've already told investors that they're looking for $6 billion in synergies. And you know what synergies means in Hollywood. It means budget cuts. James Gunn's vision for the DCU is expensive. We're talking massive theatrical slates, high-end TV like Lanterns, and a commitment to quality. If the Ellisons start telling Gunn he has to cut 50 million out of the next Supergirl movie or scale back the Super Films integration, Gunn is going to walk. He's not a cost cutter, he's a filmmaker. He's a world builder.
He's not a cost cutter. He's a world maker. My man, didn't he get 15 million to direct Superman and Superman didn't even make more than Man of Steel, nor did it look better than Man of Steel, nor did the story even like the story fail to even connect to the regular audiences. What are you talking about? That that's a funny one. That's a funny first one. Cutting the act like okay, so like cutting the axe for me is just they're not gonna take money away from the movies that the DCU desperately needs. But let's just be honest, where is the money going is the question, right? Like that's
right.
just my thing. Like yeah, they're gonna be cutting, they're gonna be doing the chopping block, and they're gonna be like, well, Gunn, why did you take $15 million to direct? And he's like, well, that's just my fee. It's like, well, we could get a cheaper director. Like, why are you in the director seat in the first place? What are you doing? You know
Right.
what I mean?
15 mil, and then to again pay your actors, and only the villain get the most of it. You're crazy.
Mm.
Crazy.
Reason number two, the end of his creative autonomy. Let's see.
Reason number two, the end of his creative autonomy. You see, right now, James Gunn and Peter Safran essentially have their own kingdom at DC Studios. Under David Zaslav, they had a direct line. But in the new Paramount Skydance structure, there's a whole new layer of tech focused executives. Skydance is very into AI driven recommendations and virtual production efficiencies. Gunn is a guy who likes his practical effects, his specific needle drops, and his creative freedom. The moment he starts getting those notes from tech first committees about how to make Superman more monetizable for an AI algorithm, he's gone. Reason number
That could be something. Creative
Isn't that what?
differences.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Isn't that like that's what always happens, right? Like Zaslav saw the first cut of Superman and made him cut out like the title sequences that are, the Monday, the Tuesday, the that was supposed to basically tell you the days apart. They basically told him that he had to do X, Y, and Z. And who's to say that Netflix wouldn't have done the same thing? Told him, hey, like Superman can't be X, Y, and Z or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like when there's new heads, there's new direction and there's new ways of going about it. Netflix is very much integrated with that whole AI and analytics and stuff like that. So, I mean, Paramount doing that is no different than what Netflix was gonna do. So I wouldn't
Yeah,
see.
any studio could have probably done something like this. I mean, Netflix would have been like shoot on digital, and then every movie just looks ugly. But yeah, no, both of them could have done something like this.
Reason number three, the mission accomplished exit.
the mission accomplished exit. Look at the timing. His contract ends in early of 2027. By then, Superman will have been out, Supergirl will already be in theaters, and Lanterns will have already hit the air. He will have successfully launched the Gods and Monsters chapter of the DCU. He can walk away with his head held high saying, I built the foundation, now it's somebody else's job to maintain the house. He's a filmmaker at heart. He loves the Guardians of the Galaxy. He loves Peacemaker. He might just decide that running a studio under the thumb of a massive debt ridden conglomerate like Paramount isn't as fun as just getting back behind the camera for an independent project. Reason number four.
What? You successfully launched his Gods and Monsters chapter? What?
Superman didn't do anything. If Supergirl flops, so I mean, let's just say if Supergirl flops and Clayface doesn't get any attraction, if he bows out, then it's not a glorious exit. It's a thanks for leaving the shit show behind you. Like holy shit, you know what I mean? Like what is that?
Yeah,
That's
what
crazy.
what the fuck is he what the hell? Who saw Creature Commandos and was like, oh yeah, we rolling this bitch out. You know what I mean? No one
Yeah.
saw Superman and was like, oh, we're off to a good start. He dropped half of his slate. The Themyscira show's gone. The fucking authority's gone. Like, what do you, Batman Brave and the Bold, we won't see until like 2035.
Nobody gave
The
a shit about
superhero
Creature
genre ain't gonna last
Commandos.
that long. Like, what the
No.
fuck?
I don't know. I don't know. That's an interesting one though. I could rebuttal that one, but I just rather not. Reason number four.
A world of options. As I mentioned earlier, we all remember the incident when Gunn got unceremoniously fired at Disney. But what was the result? Every major studio in Hollywood lined up at his door to offer him whatever he wanted to come and create for them. Now, ultimately, he decided to go to Warner Brothers, and the rest is history. James Gunn's stock has only gone up since then, and he knows that as well as we do. And the moment that he walks out of Warner Brothers, his inbox is going to be flooded with offers from everyone. He's going to have a massive all you can eat buffet in front of him. He'll leave and he'll have his pick of where to go wherever he wants. Reason
That's assuming that
That's
Superman and Supergirl do good. Like Man of Tomorrow does amazing. Supergirl does amazing. Clayface has to do amazing. Like Suicide Squad didn't even do good. So how do you get the job? I don't know.
what
That's
he
interesting.
because he was a better fit than The Rock, dude. The money was talking to them like crazy. James Gunn was already in the talks before Dwayne. Dwayne just managed to get himself into the office because that's what he does. But they probably told him, "Hey man, Black Adam better hit and you better deliver." It didn't work out, so they went with Plan B, which was James Gunn, who was always tucked away in their back pocket. What the fuck is he talking about?
That's
There
interesting.
was a number of studios at his desk. From what I know, he ran to DC first, and DC was like, "Sure, man, we have no connected universe."
Like,
You,
why do you think he went over there though? Superhero. He obviously got a gang of misfits together. He just went over there to do the same thing again.
you saw what I did for Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to make you Guardians of the Galaxy volumes 4, 5, and 6. No, like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
right. We'll just call them different names though. We'll call them like Man of Tomorrow. We'll call it Superman, Creature Commandos, Suicide Squad. We'll call it different names. Don't worry.
Exactly. So so.
Uh,
Okay.
it's like, oh, I want to make Peacemaker season 2 just for a concert, just for a
Yeah,
concert.
yeah. I want to get my favorite band on there, not anyone that anybody knows. Peacemaker and them. Fuck. What the
Right.
fuck is he talking about?
The MCU Prodigal Son returns. Let's see.
Number 5, the MCU Prodigal Son returns. Everybody knows James Gunn and Kevin Feige have a very close relationship. I actually had the two of them on my show once together. Gunn even confirmed that when he took the DC job, the very first person he called was Kevin Feige. And prior to leaving Disney, Gunn was actually elevated by Feige to sort of be in charge of the galactic side of the MCU. Feige has changed the industry, but at some point, sooner or later, he's going to move on to new challenges. And right now, there is absolutely no heir apparent to take over Marvel whenever he does decide to do that. James Gunn coming back to Marvel as Feige's main creative general is a win-win. Marvel gets a wildly successful director of MCU films back, as well as somebody who now actually has CEO experience running a comic book film studio, positioned to take their MCU over 1, 3, 5, 9 years down the road whenever Feige moves on to his next challenge. And Gunn gets to work again with a fellow creator he loves and respects in Feige, and is positioned to take over the biggest IP in the movie business eventually. I mean, he may or may not end up going back to Marvel. I'm simply making the point that it is very viable and would make perfect sense. So while
I mean, could he? Sure. I mean, he basically went back to write a crybaby story with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and then left again. So I mean, will he go back? I don't know. That's a good one. I mean, could he possibly? Will he have like kind of like a home there? Yeah. I don't know. That one's an interesting one though. That was interesting.
Why doesn't he do anything that isn't superhero movies, man? Like, yes, bro, take some time away from this shit and put out something that is probably worth other people's ears. You could probably do Guardians of the Galaxy, but slice of life, man. You don't got to do all this extra shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he goes back to Marvel, who cares? Who cares? The superhero genre didn't make it. He's flopped back and forth. The best thing he'll be ever be known for is what, 3 Guardians movies, which I mean I thought were kind of mid. We're going through the MCU thing right now, bro. We got the cliff notes off the first one, but I couldn't sit through that bitch. I was just like, this sucks. Like the second one, we skipped the fuck out of that one, and we're damn as hell going to skip the third one because those things don't connect.
They do connect.
Not to the larger universe, no.
The first one literally has Thanos.
And that's what I'm saying. The first one, yeah, but the
The
second and third
second
one,
one,
no.
the second one literally leads them into Infinity War.
No, no, it doesn't. Not
Yeah,
directly.
yeah, with ego and all that stuff, and then they eventually go to where they need to be, where Thor and Ragnarok and all that stuff.
Timeline wise, it doesn't make sense. That's like the last time we see them.
And then Guardians 3 picks up literally right after Endgame.
Again, they don't do nothing worth Infinity War level, Endgame level stuff. They leave
I'm just saying.
Thor.
Just saying. Just saying.
It doesn't work out, bro.
Just saying. Well, let us know what you guys think. Will James Gunn stay? I mean, 5 reasons for him to go. Um, One reason for him to stay, money. Money. Why would he just walk away is my question. Like, there's no reason for him to walk away. Playing ball, yeah, maybe going back and being in charge of the MCU where he kind of already knows the ropes and he could just easily go back. But at the end of the day, James Gunn, I feel like he's just right now he's just along for the ride. He's grabbing onto the walls and just holding on, and hopefully he doesn't get fucked. Is his thing. I think that's just basically it. He's hoping that he could stay the head. I don't. Why would he lose that job? That's making him so much money. Why would he lose that job? I don't think he wants to lose the job, and I don't think he wants to walk away. But I do think that there is going to be I will say that I will take the possibly creative differences because the Ellisons will for sure want the movies to be a certain vision and stuff like that. And if James Gunn can't deliver because all he could do is his vision, I do think that that'll be a problem.
Right. I mean, we just it's only time will tell, man. But I do think he's gonna be leaving.
We'll
That's
have
it.
to wait and see, but yes, we'll have to wait. That's a good one. I don't know. Will he walk away freely or will he get the old boot outside? I don't know. We'll have to wait at least until Supergirl comes out to see what basically will happen with that. Moving on though, moving on. The Mummy 4 will be completely disregarding the third movie of the Mummy franchise. Which kind of makes sense if you guys remember the third Mummy franchise. Rachel Weisz was not in that one. She was basically recasted. I believe the son was recasted too, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because he grows up and the kid turns into something different. But that was one thing that I was worried about when they did announce a Mummy 4 and Rachel Weisz was coming back. It's like, okay, they kind of just swapped her out in the third one because she didn't come back for the third one, and now she's coming back for the fourth one. So, I mean, did they never fight Jet Li?
No,
Did that matter?
I guess not. Which is crazy because I mean, it's like you're calling it Mummy 4, but now it's the Mummy Returns, and
It's
Mummy 4.
technically the Mummy 3.
Right, right. But we're titling it the Mummy 4. It just doesn't make sense. This is
Yeah.
like Bad Boys Ride Forever, and then you get Bad Boys 4. You're what are you doing?
It's like you change out Paul Walker for like Fast 2, and then he just comes back as the same Paul Walker in Fast 4.
Right, right. What the fuck happened, man?
Yeah, what happened?
What
Like,
happened to the Paul Walker that was trying to act black? What happened?
don't no, don't worry about that one. He's gone now. He's gone now. The casting changes will give you whiplash, let's tell you. But I do think that I thought this was crazy when I heard about it. 'Cause I'm like, how are you guys just gonna totally just ignore a whole movie? Like you can't just ignore a whole movie, can you?
I guess you can, man.
Like, because if something's happening, I'm gonna be like, well, didn't they go to the Shangri-La and get the Fountain of Youth? Like, didn't that what happened? I'm gonna
No,
say that.
no, it
I'm gonna
didn't
say that.
happen. It didn't happen.
It did happen.
They're
I
not gonna.
seen it.
They're not even gonna reference it. They're not even gonna be
Th-
like.
It was totally the same girl. She just looked a little different.
She's gonna be like, "What contract dispute?"
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, whoa.
this is cool. Can't be mad at this. I like this.
You
I
like
mean,
you canonizing the Mummy 3?
I like the third Mummy. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
but
So you
it's not the
like
best of the
decanonizing it?
franchise, man. It's not the best of the films. So I can
I argue it's
understand.
better than the second one.
Shut up. No,
I argue. I argue. I argue.
you're wrong.
I argue.
You're wrong. Yeah, you can't argue with being wrong, man. You
I
can't.
mean, the second one is just like a rehashing of the first one, and you just get the Scorpion King and a fucked up Roxy. Yeah, at least this one you get Jet Li. Jet Li's cool.
But Rachel Wise isn't in it. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe she should have been there. You know, did ever think about that? Maybe you should have been there.
She probably was
But
trying.
no. She had a different. I think she was doing she was doing that other movie, the war movie,
Mm,
Enemy at the Gates. I think she was
mm,
doing that one at the time. But yes, the Mummy 4 director saying that the Mummy 3 is non-canon. I thought this was pretty crazy. We're skipping stuff, right? First the Lee Cronin's Mummy is not canon. Now this Mummy is not canon. Now the Mummy 4 is just gonna do its own thing. So I mean,
Lee
if you guys are excited
Cronin?
for the Mummy franchise, huh?
Lee Cronin's fucking mummy movie, dude.
Yeah,
It cannot be canon. That shit looks way too fucking like horrified. So
yeah.
that and that's the one that they were saying wasn't testing good. So yeah,
Yeah,
keep
remember
that
because
shit
that one
far
was supposed to
away.
be like the new reimagined reboot edition of what was supposed to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
So
So
that I
keep
mean
that shit
they were
far
supposed to
away.
yeah, they were supposed to do it in a different direction. They're just like, nope, nope, Mummy 4. And ignore the third one too, by the way. Like just ignore that one. But let us know what you guys think. If you're a fan of the Mummy 3, are you upset that they're decanonizing your boy? Let us know your guys' thoughts. I am upset. I am upset. I am a fan of the Jet Li Brendan Fraser action, if you know what I mean. Like that shit's cool. He turns into a three-headed dragon. That shit's sick as fuck. I can't even be mad. You see Yetis punch some Asian man, kicking him in the balls through a fucking goalpost. It's crazy.
Yeah, where the fuck did that come from, man?
The Mummy 3.
Yeah, no, but like the franchise was never that big. So what are we doing?
There's literally a half scorpion, half man that shows up in the second movie. I don't want to hear nothing
That's
edited out.
related to the tombs
There's
of the
ancient
time.
monkeys chasing them through an ancient forest that just beamed out of the ground.
All right, man. All right,
All
man.
right,
I think
all
your cherry
right.
picking is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Winner, chicken. That was the same movie. That was the same movie. I got it out twice. Let us know what you guys think, though. Moving on, Paul Bettany, being eye for the potential uh, generational role that is Lord Voldemort for HBO's Harry Potter series. Paul Bettany has been around. Obviously, we see him here. He played a evil villain in Solo. We kind of see a brief image of him in the Clone Wars finale. But you know, he's been around. He's been playing Vision. He does a lot of different movies. He was recently in Here with Tom Hanks, which is an amazing movie. I love that movie. He has a lot of range. Can he take up the reins of what Ralph Fiennes basically did when he was Voldemort? Can Paul Bettany do that kind of magic?
Can you
No
have
pun intended.
can you have beef with a whole generation of people and then decide fuck this school? Probably, probably, but not better than Ralph Fiennes. I don't think so.
Will he keep a nose?
No, the whole point is that he's knows less.
Knows less. Like he knows less. Like he
No,
knows less
like
than the
he's
rest of
like
us.
he has no nose. Like he's noseless. Like knows
Oh,
less.
oh, he just knows less than the rest of them. I
He
get
be
that.
smelling different. That's
Oh, he he's like, I smell you kids. It's like, the other Voldemort couldn't do that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, this seems like a cool, like with the prosthetics and everything, seems like a good pick. Obviously, I gotta be honest, like every single casting that basically came out of this new Harry Potter series kind of reminds me like of a Kids Bop casting. So this kind of seems like a mild casting as well. I don't know. I don't know how good this new. I like. We've already talked about it clearly, but like, how important is this new era of Harry Potter shows? I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, seeing Paul Bettany gets kind of signed up kind of makes you excited, right?
right. Right. I mean, you know, I like Paul Bettany, so I guess this is a W for the show.
Okay. All right. Yeah. This one has to. I think this one has to be like you got to see the vision. If you don't see the vision, I don't think you'll rock with this guy. But I think once you get like the prosthetics on him and everything. He might be able to do it. He might be able to do it. Now, will he be able to? By the time the series is done, he'll probably be as old as fucking what's his name? Gandalf. No, the other guy. What's his name? Fucking Professor X. No, that's the
He's not gonna
Prisoner of
be.
Azkaban. No, I don't know. What's his name? What's his name?
What?
Hagrid. No, that's
What
not
the?
him either.
Who are you talking about?
What's the name? The old guy, the professor. Holy shit.
Fucking Dumbledore.
Dumbledore. Holy shit. I said Gandalf before I said Dumbledore. It's crazy.
You said Gandalf, and then you said fuck Professor X. I was like, what? Is it because
Professor Dumbledore,
i-
Professor X, Professor Dumbledore.
is
You
that
got it.
because Charles Stewart and um fucking what's his name were also X-Men? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think. Though that was crazy. That was crazy. It just reminds me of like me trying to catch like a football and I just can't grab it and it just bounces everywhere.
You said
That's basically
Hagrid.
what I was.
Fuck no.
Let us know what you guys think about Paul Bettany basically being Voldemort. Moving on, we have three trailers to end this episode with. We have Lanterns, we have a Scary Movie 6 trailer, and we have the Boys season finale trailer. First things first, we're going to start with the Green Lanterns
Okay.
trailer because this is one of them, as we were talking about earlier, that will make or break James Gunn's DCU. It has to. And we got to be honest, a lot of people have been kind of dragging this trailer in the mud on Twitter. Apparently, it has the most views and everything on YouTube, but on Twitter, it is just being dragged through the mud. So let's check this out, see what you think about this new Lanterns trailer. And I mean, I don't know, have you seen it already?
I no, no, I haven't. But I have seen everything going on around it. And real quick before you started, fix the audio because with the John Campia one, I got most. It was odd enough to hear it, but I won't be able to hear this one in my headphones.
I think I had fixed it already.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me yeah. Tell me if you can't hear it, but I think I did. All right, let's jump into it.
With all due respect, we've been training for what, 2 months? And I haven't even worn the ring yet.
Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not ready to get up in front of the class until the ring says you are. All right.
I could have died.
You want me to train you? I'm training you. Something is off here. I can feel it.
This is my town. You're a big shot. Noted. But stay the fuck out of my way.
Think she hates your guts.
It's the way she hates them.
This is a stupid plan.
Not that stupid.
That I don't doubt. The Green Lantern's oath is to protect people. And we both know I do a better job of this than you.
This is my job. As long as I'm alive, that ain't changing. So take a deep breath, Junior.
You're old. You're tired. And your time is up.
I don't understand. Who are you exactly?
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Have you ever talked with the other Lanterns?
I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
Lanterns. Now a lot of people were saying like, oh, there's no green and yada yada yada, and HBO Max basically put out a tweet being like, what do you mean there's no green? And it's like a little salad bowl of like green right there. Apparently there's no green in this one. To me, I mean, I know a lot of people were kind of like bringing it down. It looks decent. It looks like what they were saying, like a true crime detective mixed with lanterns. I don't know.
Right.
Now, what baffles me is that I guess the larger thing where at the end he's like, "Oh, I'm the only human." Well, Guy Gardner, what I thought, is he not
Guy
around?
Gardner, and that shit sounded like he was racist as fuck. They're fucking
Yeah.
aliens. What does that even mean? The rings come with translation in it. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
His best friend is Kilowog.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They're building a foundation of a weirdness. I don't know.
That's that. I did see that one of the creators behind this show was like, "Oh, we called it Lanterns because it's not just about the Green Lanterns. We're getting a few more Sinestros in every episode, and they're not trying to blow their load by showing all the constructs and stuff." I would be okay with that if they at least showed the hue of green or of the ring, brightening up something, not just the actual lantern that they carried or charged their shit, but
Yeah.
to actually like get some hype. Everything looks like Dookie Brown. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of right here.
You don't
Yeah,
see
it's-
green. What are you talking about?
You see a little green on his hand on the ring.
That is Kyle Chandler just no clipping. What do you mean?
I don't know.
I don't. If this is one of those shows where it's like plot first and then superhero stuff second, I don't know, because I feel this is like doing like
It's gonna be like all the episodes of them like trying to figure it out, and then the last one's gonna be like Green Lantern stuff,
right.
like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't want that shit. I want them to actually do that stuff.
I thought
Hal
they were gonna be like in
Jordan-
space at one point and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You're choosing the most space cop shit to do Earth shit. What do you mean?
That is true. That is true.
I don't know. I don't like this so far. This isn't a good trailer.
I don't know. That is interesting. That is interesting. I see it as a decent trailer, but I understand for those Green Lantern fans that this is not what they were expecting, unfortunately.
I'm not the
So,
biggest Green Lantern fan, but like as a superhero fan and DC fan in general, this is no better than like Gotham at this point. You think I want to watch Bruce Wayne fucking do shit before he's Batman? No. I want to see Batman do shit like that. What are you talking about?
oh well, let us know what you guys think. Moving on, moving on. All right, with that being said, we'll just leave it here. A couple other things that we got to kind of run down, but we will come back Monday and probably finish up a couple of these topics as well. With that being said, though, any topics that we should be talking about, any movies you want us to review, trailers that we should be watching, Josh, let them know where they could do all that.
All right, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, at FilmBros Podcast. Post our episodes up. We can hit us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. Buzzsprout, link to the social I just gave you. Patreon, you subscribe, you help the show grow. We really appreciate it. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts. Again, wherever you get your podcast, be part of the conversation. Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. And it's all said and done. Subscribe to YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.